Hey guys, okay, so as the title of this video says, it is another day in the life of a vet student. I am currently a fourth year student at St. George's University doing my clinical rotations through Lincoln Memorial University, and this past 2 weeks I've been on a mandatory large animal ambulatory rotation that actually happens at Lincoln Memorial's teaching farm. So sometimes we do in-house cases, sometimes we do rounds, and sometimes we actually do ambulatory cases of clients' farms in the area. I actually recently made a video all about LMU and like where exactly it sits, so you should check that out. I'm trying to get more active with my content again now that I have more free time, and the end of my clinical year is coming to an end because I graduate in January. So yeah, there's going to be multiple clips from multiple days because every day is a little bit different and I can't always record. So I've been taking clips over the past 2 weeks, and now it's actually the end of the 2 weeks. And I'm gonna put it together and just kind of show you what my typical day looks like. This is how dark it is when I come outside. Like, yes, you can't see anything. But this, I was about to say, this light should come on. So this is how dark it is when I leave for the gym in the morning, or like today when I have to do the animal care shift. But you know, luckily I'm in the middle of nowhere. They say not much goes on around here. Let me get some lights on. Not much, still not very bright. Not much goes on around here, so I haven't felt threatened or anything. But yeah, it's just like so dark. But it's really pretty at night because you can like literally see the stars if there's no clouds in the sky. But it's horrible video quality recording light, so I'll keep recording once I get to the farm. Okay, so I just got here. Again, it's really dark, but I'm about to walk inside. So I'm at LMU's teaching farm, and so I have to go in the equine stable to get everything. I'm not coming out here alone. There's somebody coming, they're just not here yet, and we ride on that thing to go count everything. So basically, Lincoln Memorial, all of their teaching animals are owned by the USDA, so there has to be a physical count done on all the animals every day. Where's the lights? Where are the lights? Oh my gosh, hold on. Here be the lights. So a physical count has to be done on all the animals every single day. And that's where the students come in. And basically we just have to go to all of the different pastures, which there's a lot. Like if you walked it would take you hours, and just count. And during the day, because I had the weekend shift, you can actually see. And I actually took some clips over the weekend just because there's light, and I knew there wasn't going to be light today. But because they're USDA owned, I'm not allowed to post any of the animals of their teaching herd on any social medias because they're owned by the government. So any animals you see in this video are client owned, and I've asked for permission to post or take pictures of them, and everyone was fine. But I can take pictures of the prep, going out there and stuff, so that's what I'll be doing. And there are obviously going to be some parts of this video that are narrated over just because I can't always record and make a vlog like this. But so yeah, so I'm about to get ready. Also, fun fact, like half of my family works for State Farm, so I do not just have this jacket randomly. But let's get started. So we're in the equine stable. This is where all of the treatments are, where we have to sign up on all the sheets. We have some food soaking for some of the horses that need a softer feed. And they told us if we don't return this, we will have to do count walking. So I'm about to get ready and hope that my partner shows up soon. 3 of the horses in the pasture get pills. And so they just said, literally, if you take some grain and like do like that and let them eat it out your hand, they'll do it. So I just gotta walk out there and give each of the horses individually this. They're in a pasture with like 7 horses, so that's where I'm headed to now. So like I said, a lot of this is going to be a voiceover. So some of the horses and cattle like have specific feedings, and so that was that hay. This is how dark it is out on the Kubota, but it does get brighter as the time goes by, and it's actually really pretty. But like I said, I recorded some of the things over the weekend, like how we have to refill up the buckets. Well, this was actually us delivering the food, but then at the end we refill up for the next shift. So one of the horses, for example, needs all of her pellets, all of her hay soaked. So this is me refilling up her bucket. And then we just start that soaking, and then that way the people who have the next shift are just ready to go. Okay, so almost every morning when I normally get home from the gym, I make a smoothie. Right now I am on a hemp and peanut butter kick with bananas and stuff. But since I did herd count today, I have like an hour before like I have to actually be back. So I came back and I'm gonna go to the gym this evening today. But yeah, normally I go to the gym in the morning. So I'm about to make my smoothie. I've also been trying to really build muscle. So I take creatine, and I've just been trying to eat more. So sometimes I'll make like, oh God, but you scared me. Sometimes I'll make like 2 eggs in the morning. So that's what I'm about to do right now. You say hi to camera? Okay, so see, that's my house over one of those houses over there. And I'm now on the way. And you see how bright it is now. It was just no light this morning. So now I'm headed to like actually meet my group and head out for the day. So hopefully I can take some clips from today. Okay, so back on campus now. It's a teaching farm campus. So I'm supposed to be meeting over there, but I bring my lunch every day. And so I'm going to like put it in the fridge because there's like a nice little student center here. And yeah, also LMU gives everyone IDs so you can get into all the buildings. That unlocks the doors. And yeah. Also, Lincoln Memorial has like all these little nice study rooms, and as you can see, like you need your ID to get into all of them. So that's been nice, and like you can reserve them so that like if you and your friends are coming, you don't have to like look for one. You can reserve it and kick someone out. But yeah, this is a nice little building, but we're not doing a tour right now. So I'm about to head on over, meet the group, because I'm sure we're getting ready to leave. I just gotta go change into boots because we're doing cow work. So we're supposed to have on boots. So that's where I'm headed now. So my boots for equine and my boots for large animal literally live in the back of my car. So I'm just gonna change into them, and then I change back into my sneakers when we get back. So yep, we're all ready to go now. I also keep these sneakers in the back. I know they're kind of dirty, but it's because I like wearing them. They're called Vessi. I'm trying to look for the logo. Oh my goodness. Is there not one in the shoe? Yeah, there it is on the back. They're completely waterproof, like 100% waterproof. So they're good in a clinical setting. They're also like walking everyday shoes, and then I kind of think they'd be cool like large animal shoes too, because they're water resistant. Like not if you're gonna be like trekking through some mud, but if you're just gonna be lightly getting your shoes wet every day, they're kind of really cool. And I'm a partner with them, so if you want, you get $20 off with my code, and I'll leave it like here. But okay, let's get going now. So obviously I could not ever record a start to finish day because every day was different, and some days we were just doing things I couldn't record. But a typical morning started with us loading up in the van and heading out to whatever farm. It was really pretty this time of year with the colors changing, and so like the landscape was just a nice yellow, reddish, orange color. Sometimes I got car sick, but you know, I had good friends and they kind of made it better because we just kind of talked and passed the time by. Every day we went to a different farm. Usually it was sheep, cattle, or horses. This farm dog was not happy we were on his property, but he was still down for the pets. And this one, we were pregnancy checking a herd of sheep. It was over like 30 or 40 of them, so we each got to do multiple. Basically, we passed a ultrasound tube or ultrasound probe with lots and lots of lube. Obviously, anything getting shoved up your butt is not very comfortable, but in large animal medicine, too much lube like just doesn't exist. And once it's in, it's in. And so we each got to learn. Most of the sheep were pregnant, and we got to learn what to look for. And so this was like pretty much what it would go like. It would kind of be a learning experience. Different people would do different things, and we did different things from radiographs to blood work to vaccines. It just depended on where we were going and what we were doing. And so then usually we'd head back to the school, we'd have lunch. Oh, I also forgot to mention, every time we left a farm, we did strict biosecurity. We would scrub our boots with chlorhexidine solution. But yeah, then we'd head back. Sometimes in the afternoon we'd have lectures or labs, and this one we were doing simulations of horse trauma because horses stand vertical. A lot of times it's going to be their legs, and a lot of times it won't be a pretty straight incision like they teach you in junior surgery lab when you're doing spades. So this was that, and it was really helpful. I also got to practice a lot of tension relieving sutures, and I even learned a new suture pattern that's not necessarily new. I just wasn't taught it. Even the other LMU people weren't taught it during their preclinical years. So it was kind of cool. And sometimes in the afternoon, we do other lectures as like NAVLE review. Even though I've taken my NAVLE, I think it would have been so helpful to have this before NAVLE. Also, that last model was like to simulate intestines or something. I just didn't show myself recording it. Sometimes in the afternoon, we go back out to barns. Sometimes we do treatments. It just kind of depended on what the day was like. We learned a lot of large animal skills on this rotation, even from herding cows. We got to do castrations on some bulls and just general farm techniques, screening herds, everything. There was like a lot of discussion-based things in this rotation, and I just really appreciated that. We also each got assigned some treatments at times, 2 students per animal that needed it on the farm. So me and my partner, we had a cow that needed to be milked each day and then administered some intramammary antibiotics. So that is why it's very close up, because I can't show any identifying markings or the face of this cow. But that was my treatment. And then sometimes at the end of the day, we'd round or sometimes we'd go, but most days we were done by 3 p.m., if that. I went to the gym usually in the mornings the first week, but in the second week I was going in the afternoons just because of like how the schedule was. I didn't have time because the gym didn't open until 6. And if I must say, I recommend everyone work out if you don't already. It doesn't have to be weights. It doesn't have to be like 5 or 6 times a week like me. Even just a few times a week, doing something as simple as running, yoga, it can just clear your mind. And I wish I would have started working out earlier in my life, but it's become like so important to me, and I'm just like, man, why didn't I start earlier? Like, you'll be surprised like how good of a stress relief it is, how much it's a serotonin boost, and that is just one thing I must say. Also, speaking of free time, doing things, treat yourself. In vet school, you need a break. And most of the people on this rotation were getting ready for NAVLE. There were only 2 of the 8 of us who'd already taken it. And the friends I made still found time to go out. We ate out a few times a week. We went out and had a good time. And so that is another thing when you're in vet school, whether you're in clinical year or not, take time for yourself and do something fun once in a while. So this wasn't every night, but it was some nights. Like, treat yourself. So that's pretty much it. I'll stop here. So I actually just got home, so I'm gonna end this here. I'm like really tired, and actually one of our clinician's dogs just got hit by a car, and so a few students from my group went in, and I'm actually about to text them because I just got home because I was supposed to see. They also needed me, but I know he said he didn't need all of us. But alas, that is a typical day at my rotation. Sorry I couldn't do like a physical, like I'm walking around. Like, it gets really busy, and sometimes, especially with large animals, you just have to like jump in when you fit in and work really fast. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll have more content coming soon. I usually put polls up every few months or so on Instagram for new ideas, so follow me on Instagram and check out those, and always be afraid, never be afraid to like give me ideas, because I do like recording. It's just finding the time now. But until then, stay safe, stay happy.